People, what's good? What's good, everybody? What's good? Welcome to the real stream. All right, this is the real one. The other one was, it's one of those that sometimes you experience technical difficulties, but I hope this one is better. I hope this one is better, people. Welcome, everybody. Yeah. Uh, Hope you guys are having a good hump day. We're getting closer to the weekend. All right. Let me take a sip of my tea here. But guys, listen. Yeah. Listen. International break, frustrating. Not a lot of stories going on. So we are scraping the barrel, trying to find interesting stuff. Right. So guys, listen. Hope you guys are good, man. Hope you guys are good. I'm here. All right. And let's jump into it. Earlier, I don't know what was happening, man. I was trying to figure some things out, and then all of a sudden the thing went live, and the rest is history, right? The rest is history. But listen, you guys, hope you're good. But yeah, so as I'm trying to look at some stories, see what's going on, anything interesting, I see this article, all right. Talking about Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has been the guy who has been dominating a lot of news lately, right? I think I messed up even the title there. Time to leave. Okay. Right? Bruno Fernandes has been dominating the title that has been dominating the news when it comes to United, right? So, listen, captain of Man United, stats machine, and a guy who's catching all the heat, right? And when it comes to United. That it comes with the territory, right? Bruno Fernandes has got 31 goals contribution this season, 16 goals, 15 assists, and yet, he keeps on getting all this flack from everywhere. Most recent one, of course, from the likes of Roy Keane, right? So, is it time for Bruno to say, you know what? I'm not getting any younger. Is it time for me to say, you know what, to pack his bags? So according to Joe Cole, right, he's who is the former Chelsea and Liverpool star, he says now will be basically he's saying Bruno has run his race, right? He's saying that Bruno Fernandes has run his race at Manchester United, all right? So basically, Joe Cole claims that he is basically saying the word for word. He's the first, basically the first butterfly, and he's getting all the arrows from everyone. All right, so he's that guy. Everybody wants to challenge Bruno, to go after Bruno, even though he's the one, pretty much trying to do whatever he can to get this team to perform, that kind of thing, right? So I don't know. When I saw this article, I was like, you know what? That is interesting because we know Bruno is not getting any younger, right? He's not getting any younger. So is it time that he says, you know what? How old is Bruno? About to be, is it 30 yet? Let's see. Bruno Fernandes Bruno Fernandes is, he's 30. So at 30-year-old, does he see a future where United in the next couple of years we can be challenging for titles? Joe Cole may have a point here. So this article is saying Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes has been urged to leave the club to pursue trophies by Joe Cole, a former Chelsea and Liverpool star. Basically saying he has run his race. What do you think about this? By Sanka Gilbert. Hello, welcome, people. Good to have you here. Welcome. Let me see if I can see y'all's chat here. Dogs are goated. Sup? How you doing? Welcome, Paxton. What up? How are you? People, smash that like, man. Hit that subscribe if you haven't done so already. Listen, if you are new, I am Luther, and this is Man United Central, guys. Welcome. I'm trying to see if there you go. I'm trying to see if I can see the Tony, what's going on, man? Listen, man, the earlier live was, acting up. I'm still at the office. For some reason, man, I don't know what I did. I was trying to mess around with some of the software, and then the thing went live. So it was interesting. And then the signal was terrible. So stuff happens sometimes. Guys, welcome everybody. But yeah, Joe Cole, he's saying, Bruno, enough is enough, man. It's time that you pack your bags and maybe leave United, right? And it kind of ties into that debate where people are talking about, if you search anywhere when it comes to Man United content, people are talking about, should Bruno be considered a club legend, right? Because from what he has done at United, right? Should he be considered as a club legend when he leaves? Is he going to be referred to as Man United legend Bruno Fernandes? When he gets introduced, is that how he's going to be referred to? Office life, working up. Yeah, man. You know how it is, Tony. You know how it is. Yeah. Paxton. It is for me 9:51. That is the time. Dogs are goaded, liked and subbed. That's what's up, dogs. welcome. Yeah, so it's one of those, man. It's one of those. But we're here. We're trying to scrape this barrel when it comes to this international break. It is frustrating. United, we were catching that momentum. We were slowly, getting things sorted out. We were slowly trying to, understand the assignment when it comes to our players. Trying to learn to play the Ruben Amorim way. So, but international break comes in and then the momentum is shut. So we're hoping that when we come back after the international break, we can pick up where we left off. That's what we're hoping. We shall see, right? We shall see. But, but so when I saw this story about Joe Cole talking about Bruno, it got me thinking, because everybody's saying, you know what, man, listen. Bruno, I know when it comes to stats, when it comes to his position as the number 10, he's up there. Basically, it's just him and maybe KDB, Kevin De Bruyne, who are kind of close to each other. But I think when it comes to, if you put the stats side by side, I think Bruno kind of edges him, right? I don't have the stats in front of me, but it's like that. And when it comes to United, Bruno is kind of up there in the levels, same as basically like the Scholes, Giggsy, the numbers that he was producing, right? But of course, you cannot compare with those legends like the Cantonais and everybody, because those guys had trophies. Bruno, no trophies, right? Now, when he leaves, because he's 30 now, right? So in the next what? So maybe he has how many more years at United? We will say, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4, or even, that's kind of pushing it, because 3 or 4, you're saying Bruno is going to play until he's like what, 34, 35? I don't think so. He's going to start slowing down. So maybe he has maybe like 2 more years or something like that. So Joe Cole is suggesting, like, listen, maybe it's time. Bruno says, you know what? I need to go and find me some trophies, all right, before my career ends, right? Which is, it's definitely an interesting topic to consider. You guys let me know if you agree with Joe Cole, man. Let me know if you agree with that. But I think Joe Cole has a point. Because honestly, we are rebuilding the team, right? This summer we're gonna get a lot of young players, right? Young players are gonna come in. So by the time, say for example, those the team that we're building now with Ruben Amorim, by the time they hit the full throttle and they're performing to the best of their abilities, it may take a couple of years. So you as Bruno, top of your game, honestly, when it comes to ballers on top of their game, especially at United, playing with such a sorry team, Bruno has been incredible, right? So now, yeah, a few trophies here and there, like maybe this time around, if we get Europa League, that could be one of the highlights of his career, kind of thing, right? Because honestly, I don't see us winning the Champions League in the next, I don't know, in the next less than 5 years. It's not happening. I don't see us winning the Premier League, even in that time frame as well. So, what does he do? Right? Does he say, hey, you know what? I love United, but I gotta go somewhere else? Or he sticks around because of of course, the money is not really going to be an issue for him. Even if he leaves, he can go somewhere else and get paid. But again, um, it's very interesting what is going on in his head, right? Because once you reach a certain age, even as some of us, you're getting older, you start evaluating your life. You're like, you gotta be one of those. You gotta think about your life, all right? What do you want? What do you want to show for yourself, right? Uh, yeah, man, Southgate, he was big time, man. He was big time. He was big time. But listen, I hope this one is smoother, right? I hope this one is smoother, dude. Um, yeah, man. So I don't know, guys. You let me know. What do we think? Do we think it's time? If you were Bruno right now, 30 years old, all right, you're getting all these accolades when it comes to stats. He's a stat machine, right? Scoring all these goals and stuff like that. Um, there's a big debate going on. Is Bruno, could he be considered club legend at United? Now, if you ask me, I would say not yet. But again, I'm kind of biased because whenever I think of club's legends, I think of Cristiano, I think of Scholzi, I think of Kino, those guys, right? Because again, the standards were right up there. Those guys won trophies. They were competing at the highest level. So that is the bar that I expect a club legend to get to, right? So is it fair that Bruno right now he's at the club at the wrong time, kind of thing, right? Because if he happened to be at United during those time with Scholzi and Giggsy and Kino, yeah, he will be obviously considered club legend because the way he's performing. Imagine how he's performing now, the numbers that he's putting out now with this terrible team that he's playing with. Imagine if he played with those guys who were all tuned in, locked in, and then imagine if he was playing in the times where Sir Alex was the manager, the team was there was a proper structure. Most of those players back then, they just basically had to come, play their football, do their job basically, right? Without worrying about all these other crap that's going on with our team, right? Bruno, unfortunately, he had to deal with the Glazers, the takeover, the culture of the club being terrible, playing with really not good players around him, but he's still being able to ball out of control as far as the stats and what he's basically done with this team. So let's see. Tony's saying, I could see him staying. Trophy hunting now might be tougher for him. Yeah, and that's. But say for example, he decides to roll out next year, dude. Someone is going to pick up Bruno because if they, or yeah, next year or the year after, at 32 or 33, it's going to be tough. But yeah, so now basically what you're saying, Tony, is he should just be like, you know what, forget about it. I'm just going to roll my dice and stay at United and see what happens, right? But again, you're risking the fact that you could be by the time you're retiring. Obviously, United will want to get rid of him because as he slows down, right, in the next couple of years, you're not going to be able to play at that high level. Because what will happen is, right now we consider him as a 10. As you get older, you cannot really run as fast. So we see him dropping back in that 6-8 role, playing deeper, which, so far we've seen, he can do that. He can be disciplined. So we'll see him dropping deeper to play that role like a quarterback kind of thing, right? Less running. And we saw that happening, the likes of Scholzi, all of them, they kind of, even Rooney, same thing. As he got the age, up there in the age, he dropped back. It was more of like as a midfield kind of thing, right? Instead of being an out-and-out striker, right? So, I mean, it's one of those that you're like, is he content of what he has done with himself and his career up to this point, right? Because most of these players, honestly, it's all about trophies, right? That's why even now, some people are like, okay, at least Harry Kane, this time around, he's actually going to earn a trophy, you know. So it's Squeegee. What's going on, man? How are you? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Guys, smash those likes, people. Smash those likes. Hit that subscribe if you've been done so already. So, guys, the question is Joe Cole, he's suggesting Bruno Fernandes. He's telling him, dude, you have run your race. Is it you should pack your bags and roll out and go look for trophies? What do you guys think, man? Bruno is 30. Has he done all he can with this club? Obviously, he's not going to leave. The man loves he loves United. He's not going to leave. But when I saw this article, this is from the Daily Mail, right? It's from the Daily Mail. Joe Cole saying Bruno, basically saying Bruno, listen, man, Man United is not really capable of winning big trophies now. So Bruno, you should really say, you know what? Let me go out there and hunt for trophies. So when I saw that, it got me thinking. I was like, man, I know. When he leaves, is he gonna be exactly, Squeegee? His numbers are insane. But Squeegee, question to you and everybody: when Bruno leaves, say for example, he's 30 now, so he rolls out maybe in a couple of years, right? When he leaves, is he gonna be considered? When he gets introduced, like is he gonna be Man United legend Bruno Fernandes? Is he going to be considered that? Or what does he have to do to be called Manchester United legend Bruno Fernandes? Right? What that legend status? What does it entail? What does he have to do? Right? And can he do it even at United at this point? Right? Because again, we're rebuilding the team. It's going to take that team a while. Maybe a few years to actually hit the, full throttle to challenge for the trophies. And, he's not getting any younger. So, that's the debate that's been going on quite a bit when it comes to Bruno Fernandes. Squeegee saying, I wouldn't say legend, but will be well respected. You need top honors to be a legend. See, but is it fair to him though? Because it just so happened that he is at a club right now where he really doesn't have that supporting cast to win him those trophies. If you think about back in the days, the Roy Keane, Giggsy and Scorsese and Cantona and all those guys, they had that supporting cast. Because honestly, winning trophies is not just Scholes. It's not just him doing everything to win the trophy. Yeah, you can do certain things to secure it, but usually it's a team thing, right? So he's just out of luck. Now he's at a team that is surrounded with sorry players. So, but when you look at his numbers, as you said, his numbers are insane. Like imagine this even since when he joined United, right? He has been performing at the highest level when it comes to output, right? Even though he did not have a really good team around him, which shows the kind of player he is. All right, he's always working hard, trying to make sure he does his part. So it's interesting. Tony's saying if they get Champions League within the next 2 seasons, and he's still there, he will then be a legend. I mean, if they qualify, right? Because winning the Champions League in the next couple of seasons, that will take a lot of work. But we know how likely that is. So if team bounce back, Bruno becomes legend. Yeah. It's an interesting debate. Or if he wins Europa League this season, is he close to that legend status? All right, because the Europa League could be really in the near term the best chance scenario for him to get silverware, right? Of course, the FA Cups and Carabao and all this stuff, but And qualifying for Champions League, we can do it, but you know, again, Squeegee is saying top honors. So when you win top honors, like those guys back in those days, the Premier Leagues back to back and all these, they were challenging for those trophies. Hence, that's why they're legends. But again, it's not really fair for Bruno, man. I feel for Bruno, because imagine you take Bruno, you drop him back in those playing with Scholes and Ronaldo and those guys. Man, he will be killing it, because imagine he's pulling these numbers with this lot of players, these players. Imagine now he's like, playing with the proper ballers. It would have been crazy. Donato, Forza Inter. Welcome, Donato. AKS 97. Good night, Flo, folks. Blessings to you all. How is everyone? AKS 97. We are blessed, man. It's another day in paradise. Oh, Norwich. Sorry, I forgot to acknowledge you, man. Welcome, Norwich. Good to see you. I see you came in with your usual Norwich. You're funny, man. Yeah, people, smash those likes, guys. Smash those likes. Good to have you all here. But yeah, we're having that Bruno debate to see if he should pack his bags or hang in there. Hang in there to see what will happen in the next couple of years. All right. Right. Nice, Norwich. Nice. Right. So, but yeah, I think it's an interesting story, and I'm sure you guys are going to be seeing the whole Bruno debate everywhere. They'll be talking about him and see, what his future holds for him. Of course, crazy things can happen. We have seen how Norwich have basically flipped this season around, right? Last season they were pretty much relegation bound, right? Now, they're top three, top four. So crazier things can happen, or it could be one of those seasons like Leicester, all of a sudden next season the team is cooking, and then we're doing things, all those things are possible. Maybe then Bruno can get his trophy, and then next thing, okay, yeah, he's going to be introduced as Man United club legend, Bruno Fernandes, because that legend status, man, he's, to me, I guess if he's not going to be considered as a club legend. Maybe they're going to be introducing him as world class. Obviously, he's world class, right, guys? Bruno, world class. I think we agree. We can give him that. He is world class. Well, what are we saying? I'm cool. Tony was just chilling and watching the new Batman Yakuza movie. Oh, really? But had to pause. What? Batman Yakuza. Which one is that? Is it an anime? Yeah. But yeah, guys. So I think, what do we think? Bruno, world class? Safe to, I think he can go with that, right? I think he has earned the world class status. Oh, it's a new one. Oh, okay. I'll check it out. Raymond, glory, Man United. We have to remember that people now look at stats and not so much the performances on the field. Ask yourself, what team is looking to sign Bruno? Consider age, salary. Maybe the Saudi League. Yeah. But the question is, what Joko was saying, that Bruno, he has run his race, right? He's getting criticized left, right, and center. The most recent one is Kino, criticizing him. Now, has he already done enough? He has done all that he can do for this club, and he should leave and try to go somewhere else. Because, I mean, Bruno, he could still play for, if he leaves United by next year, I'm sure some European club can pick him up, right? Because he can still do that. Salary, I don't think if he leaves United, he would care so much about the money. Yes, if he leaves, he'll be going for, again, chasing for trophies, right? because again, he's thinking of his future. If he sits back, is he going to be happy for what he has done in his career, right? How is his trophy cabinet looking like? Uh, Harry Kane right now, at least he's going to have a Bundesliga title, because that will be another one. Harry Kane has been a baller, but he didn't have any trophies in his cabinet. Bart, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. How are you, man? Good to see you. Squeegee, Bruno is quality. We can't afford to let him leave in the next 2 years. 100%. 100%. He is, honestly, Bruno, he's so important for us. And I think, of course, in the next 2 years, as we hope that Ineos back Amorim, right? Once, they build that Amorim team, Bruno is going to be able to unlock a lot of those players based on his energy, because he already has the energy, he already has the determination, the eagerness to work hard. And most of these players that are going to come, they're going to have that mentality, the Dogu mentality, right? We need we need more of the Dogus, the Heavens, those guys. You can see it's a different energy, right? And Bruno is going to be able to equal those, even though they're going to be younger than him. His energy, his dedication, his drive on the field, he's going to be able to, galvanize those kids, and maybe they will may be able to get something in the next 2 years, right? So it's very interesting, actually, if you think about how our team could change and where we could be heading in the next couple of years. Let's see, Bruno. Okay, but Bruno is very good. Bart is saying he's so inconsistent. I don't know if he's inconsistent, man. I think Bruno has been consistent, right? His numbers, yeah, he can have off day here and there, but consistently available, consistently racking those stats, right? When it comes to stats, he's the man. Berat Guden, how you doing, Berat? People, smash those likes, hit that subscribe if you've been done so already, guys. And if you're new, I'm Luther. I'm blessed that you guys are here hanging. International break. I know it's boring. There's a lot of things you could be doing, like watching Batman Yakuza. Is it? I need to look. I'm going to write that down because I need to check that out. All right. Yeah, Batman Yakuza. But, you took a break from that and to come over here so we can hang out. I appreciate you guys. Let's see. Bart is saying PSG attract a lot of Portuguese players. A team like PSG, he could play in that midfield. Imagine him with Joao Neves. They will cook, and already having that platform in front of him. Dembele, you have who else? They have really good players in front of him. Again, he could still do it at highest level, even if he's 31, 32, because honestly, the guy takes care of himself as well. So it's an interesting point there, talking about PSG. So yeah, again, he could definitely go there. Bruno ain't leaving, but yeah, no, he's not. He's not leaving. He's not leaving. It's just that when I saw that article, I was like, okay, this is interesting, because right now the big conversation is Bruno considered a club legend at United? Okay. Berard is saying that is the problem at United the coach or the players? Not the coach anymore, because we have a new coach. Yeah, definitely. I would think it definitely it's the players. It's a lot of things. Players, culture, all that. It's all intertwined, right? So Ineos is trying to break it up, right? We by process of elimination, maybe, right? So we're gonna eliminate the dead wood. We already brought in the coach, who's gonna be the one guiding this mission. And then you get rid of the dead wood. So you bring in the players who can actually work with our coach in his image, right? And we see what happens. And then the culture already, Ineos, they're working on it, and to see, how they can reshape the culture, right? That winning mentality, right? That one was gone ever since Sir Alex left. We didn't have that. The drive, the willingness to keep on pushing and challenging for titles. So all those things, there are things that will definitely need to be worked on in the coming years. Let's see. United should sign Shahanoglu. How old is he? For some reason, I have a feeling that he is Kalanoglu. Kala, Hakan Kalanoglu. Let's see. Oh, 31? Forget about it. Out of our age, man. Right now, we're looking for maximum 26 from what we see. So, yeah, he's out of our age limit. Yo, Man U fans put too much pressure on your players. Yeah, we do because, again, we are so used to this thing. United, we usually challenge for things, right? But we haven't challenged for big honors for the longest time. But we still believe that obviously big club, which we are, we should be challenging for these high honors, right? So yeah, we tend to do that, put that pressure on our players, and sometimes that pressure bursts pipes, they say, right? So to play for United, you got to be built differently, because once you put on that shirt, you're going to be scrutinized week in, week out. Everything you do under the microscope, right? So it requires certain set of skills, right? Whenever I say that certain set of skills, it reminds me of Taken. You require a certain set of skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. I like that line. Let's see. AKS 97 said, "Damn, Tony, take it easy, buddy. You are an athlete too. You need some rest, but keep it up." Yeah, man. Tony's doing his thing, man. Tony is doing his thing. Love to see that. The media do Bart, not the fans. I think the fans do it too, Squeegee. I think the fans, like we don't really have that patience and understanding. Like, for example, if we bring in new players, we don't really give them enough time to bed in and, like the way we went after Xerxes, that kind of thing, right? So that's the most recent example. Or the way we went after Manu Ugarte. Ugarte, when he came in, the folks, United fans were like, "Yo, why did we spend 50 million on this guy?" But again, with time, we're seeing his value, that kind of thing. So, media, of course, media love to see us in the mud. That is, dude, when we're in the mud, we sell clicks and papers and you name it. That's what big clubs are like. Anything you attach Man United name on there, people are gonna click it. They're gonna read it and then they're gonna carry it, spread it all over the place, and yeah, that is it's a blessing and a curse, they say, for being such a huge club. Let's see, yeah. Because the coaches come to United so bad. No. We the coaches that come to United are good, but it's hard to turn that ship around, right? Ten Hag was good. He abandoned his principles, so he failed. Ruben Amorim, he said, "Nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick with my guns, and we'll see what happens." So, and I think could be a reason that Ruben Amorim is, he may end up being successful because he's stuck with his guns and he's willing to go down with the ship. If it doesn't work out, at least he's stuck with it. And he says, "Listen, Ineos, you brought me here because of my style of play. I'm not changing." And he didn't. And now we are seeing something. Keyword, something. We are seeing, the players are understanding, right? So, it's one of those. Maybe Ten Hag, had he kept that same mentality, instead of saying, "Okay, I'm going to abandon my plan, play to the strength of these players, get some wins, and then work on it off season," that was obviously the wrong approach because he just thought of it now for the now. I just want to get the wins now. I want to get the wins now. He did that, but in the long run, he failed because when he came around to implementing his style of play, he couldn't do it. So it's one of those. Man, you are scaring players away. Xerxes should go back to his club. Xerxes is staying, man. Xerxes has turned it around, man. In my opinion, he has turned it around. And Gyökeres should come to Man U if the Steelers invest a little. That's funny, man. Okay, yes, to say Job ain't coming here yet. We get our new stadium and new training facilities with updated tech. Then players would think of coming. Yeah, and I mean, training facilities are. I think by the time the players come back after summer, Carrington should be all decked out, upgraded, and all this stuff, right? And again, with United, like Joe Bellingham, it'll be interesting if he does come. I mean, honestly, I haven't really seen him, play or watch him to say, oh my God, this kid is it. We need to get him. But from what we see, he looks like it's a player that we're looking at. He does fit the profile, age-wise, all right? It doesn't hurt to have the Bellingham name, right? So it'll be interesting if we get him, right? But yeah, I think by summer, once we start getting those players in, if we bring in like 5 players in Ruben Amorim's image, we'll look different. Honestly, we'll look different because imagine, we're gonna get rid of in the summer. We're gonna get rid of Rashford. Was Rashford, Anthony, Jadon Sancho, even though he's gonna come back. But we see reports that Ineos have said, listen, dude, if you come back here, understand this: we don't want you. So as soon as you come back here, Ineos said they're gonna work on getting him out the door ASAP. So you got Rashford, Anthony, Sancho. Of course, Eriksen, Lindelof, they're leaving. Heaton is leaving. So imagine you get 5 players, 5 Dogus, right? I'm going to use Dogu because Dogu is, the profile that Amorim wants, right? You get 5 Dogus, I think we'll be playing differently, all right? Imagine that. That'll be interesting. Raymond is saying PSG may like to sign Portuguese players, but look at their midfield. They are all young. Yeah. I don't see Luis Enrique coming for Bruno. No. Luis Enrique is not going to do that. He's building a very young team full of actual players instead of like individuals and stuff like that, big names. Because Enrique had said that when he took over that team, he did not like the whole thing of having big name superstars like Mbappe and them, right? He wanted to build like a proper team. And listen, he's cooking. Again, he was given resources. And right now, they're challenging for things, right? I have to go. Hey, Bart, thank you so much for stopping by, man. I appreciate you, dude. See you in the next one. All right? Thank you. Good looking play. Is Evans leaving? Yeah, Johnny Evans is, definitely, man. Johnny Evans is leaving, dude. Yeah, Johnny Evans is definitely leaving. He's not, they may give him a coaching role, maybe, but Johnny Evans is going to be leaving. So basically, we're looking at like at least 8 players, right? So Sancho, Anthony, Rashford, Christian Eriksen, Lindelof, Johnny Evans, Heaton. All right, so that's 7. I think there's somebody else, maybe Casemiro, right? Yeah, so it's about 8. So if we can offload those guys, I mean, and we bring in, obviously we're not going to bring in 8 players. Oh yeah, so there you go. Garnacho could be one, and we see reports about Rasmus, right? We see report about Rasmus. Yeah. So Mount, Shaw. Mount, I don't think so, man. Shaw, nobody's going to come and get Shaw. That's the problem, right? Those other guys, even Casemiro, they can still perform, right? And Luke Shaw, too injury prone. Mason Mount, I mean, who will, man, listen, if somebody comes and and really be willing to take Mason Mount from off our hands or Luke Shaw, listen, we should pay that team. Say, listen, here, you can take him, and then we're gonna give you 5 million or something. I don't know, some crazy stuff like that. Because it's I don't see that happening. I don't see Mason Mount leaving. I don't see. I know people want to see Onana leaving. Yeah, I don't think Onana is going to be a priority for us this summer, right? Because if we're losing Tom Heaton, I'm hoping for us if we lose, not if Tom Heaton leaves, they do something like the way they brought in a Heaven or Diogo Leon. I hope they get something like that in a goalkeeper. Someone who's going to come in here young and challenge the heck out of Onana and Bayindir, right? I want that kind of profile. That would be crazy if they can do that, because instead of splashing the cash to get a big name goalkeeper, like I think we were linked with, I think it's Athletic Bilbao or something. Their goalkeeper is like 40 million. Instead of spending that cash on a big name goalkeeper, yeah, get a young one, who's going to be hungry, and have him challenge, right? Instead of splashing the cash. Now, obviously, Onana is not Amorim's profile of a goalkeeper, right? Most of these managers, when they come to a team, they like to bring in their own goalkeeper, right? Case in point, Klopp, Alisson, Pep, Edison, and all these guys, right? Arteta, same thing, brought in dude. So it happens. So most likely, yeah, Onana may leave, but I don't think it's going to be this summer. It could be next summer, where Ruben Amorim may bring his preferred goalkeeper, right? So it could be something like that. But the thing is with like Luke Shaw, because of his injury prone, he's going to stay and see out his contract maybe. But if they can find a way to, I don't know, make him available to play X number of games, because Luke Shaw, if he's fit, not injured and playing, he's one of the best. Right now we consider him as what, left center backs. He's not going to be a fullback anymore because he cannot do the Dogu role anymore, right? But he can play ball, right? Luke Shaw, he can play that role very well in that left-sided center back position, right? He can do it. But the key is for him to stay healthy. So Ruben Amorim and the team, they need to figure out a way to keep him healthy. Same thing as Mason Mount. Mason Mount, Ruben Amorim likes him, likes his profile, because on and off the ball, he has that energy, aggression, that pressing. He can do that pressing very well. And going forward, that is how Ruben Amorim wants to play. He wants to be in your face with most of these teams, right? That's how he wants to play. He doesn't want us to sit back and absorb the pressure, right? So Mason Mount can do that, but the man has to stay healthy. So it's going to be challenging to offload it, but I'm sure, obviously, when they're considering players to get rid of, yeah, all those guys are definitely on their list, right? And Rasmus, I don't know, man. Rasmus, I want to give him another season, all right? I don't know about you guys. Obviously, we're still going to bring in a top striker, but Rasmus, we already spent 70 million. I think we should give him a chance to work under a senior striker, right? That way he can learn, because he hasn't been awarded that chance to actually learn how to be a killer in the box, right? When he came over, he was not supposed to be our number 9 to lead the line. But, ideally we were supposed to sign Harry Kane, or, a senior striker where Rasmus can learn from, because obviously Ten Hag had told us that Rasmus is a potential, right? He's not the finished article. But, typical United, we don't do what we're supposed to do, and we expect miracles. And the kid hasn't been able to really live up to that number 9 shirt or number 11. Obviously he's good. He's a good finisher. He can score, but again, it's a skill that he has to learn. So I would like to see Rasmus stay, but if we can do a deal, like from what I see, that we could do a deal with Alex Crook from Talk Sport yesterday was suggesting that he thinks Rasmus is leaving, right? He thinks Rasmus is leaving in the summer, and we could be doing a deal with Napoli, right? Now, that deal for who? Yeah, you know it. Our boy Osherman, right? Because Alex Crook is thinking that the price that Napoli, they're valuing Osherman is a price that United will be willing to work with, right? So if a deal can be done, Rasmus goes that way, Osherman comes this way, happy days. I am not going to complain about that. that will be a good look. All right, so we shall see. But if he stays, we'll be all right. To learn from somebody, but not Mateta, man. I don't know. Mateta, yeah, but not Mateta. All right, not Mateta. Okay, so yeah, let's see what else we got going on. This is another positive news I saw today, man. Our boy Aiden Heaven was seen at Carrington without his protective boot, right? So this is excellent news, really. This is excellent news because if the man is at Carrington walking about with no protective boot, you can kind of guess or think that, you know what, this kid may be back sooner rather than later. So, which is a bit of good news, especially for us, because this kid has been, one that has really hit the ground running, literally, right? And he has surprised a lot of us. And we definitely hope that once we get that full report from United, that this kid, his injury wasn't that bad, which will be amazing, right? So guys, listen, make sure you smash that like for Aiden Heaven walking at Carrington without his boot, right? Take that as a positive news to the bank, because we definitely want this kid back soon, right? And if he comes back, then we'll be comfortable to tell Licha to take your time to heal up, right? Don't rush to come back. There's a kid here, Aiden Heaven, he got you covered, all right? So, yeah. Other news, I see that former Manchester United player Angel Gomez has rejected an offer from West Ham as he wants to wait for his decision. This is according to The Guardian. There were some reports that he was linked with a Man United return a couple of weeks ago. Different reports are suggesting that Manchester United are still interested in signing him, right? Listen, Angel Gomez for free? Yes, please, right? Angel Gomez for free. Listen, because imagine we are losing Christian Eriksen, right? Again, we signed Christian Eriksen for free. So you lose, let's see here, give me a second. I'm getting a message here. Okay, skip. All right. We're losing Christian Eriksen, right? And we bring this kid, Angel Gomez, young. He can play in that midfield easy, right? Yes, his height could be slight of an issue, but I think we can deal with it. So obviously, in the summer, we're going to do a lot of bargain hunting, right? We're going to be that team, looking for deals. You go to the around the world. I don't know if you guys have it, but here in the U.S., we have the like Dollar General or Dollar Tree, right? You go and search for those deals, or you go to these big stores. You're going to the sales section to say, okay, let me see what I can get. because our money is not, is not the greatest. So we're gonna be, I'm sure we're gonna sign some free agents. Right? It's gonna be a mixture, right? We're gonna spend some money, but also we're gonna bring in some free agents, and that's what we're gonna have to do, right? To make it all work. So I'm definitely curious and interested to see how Ineos they're gonna work this one out, because I mean, for what Ineos has done so far, honestly, I don't think he has been bad, right? I don't think the work they've done so far. I think it has been decent work, right? The signings they've done so far, right? If you look at the players they brought in ever since they took over control of the sporting operations, yeah, they've done some good signings, right? They've done some good signings. There was an image of all the players that they have signed. Where is that? It was interesting to see, like, the profile and the prices. They've all signed, like, decent price players, like, Xerxes, who else? Xerxes, Mazraoui, Dorgu, uh, Leon, uh, Euro. Like, they've signed well, right? They've signed well, and these players can actually be players that can help us in the long run without really, splashing the cash like that. So, it's good. So we should expect the same kind of spending in the summer, right? Spending that you're not going to really splash crazy money onto the problem, finding quality players, and and trying to make the cash go further, right? Instead of just be like, okay, go ahead and drop 100 million on a crazy player like, I don't know, Isak, which it's never going to happen, guys. We're not going to sign Isak. So yeah. So I mean, I trust what Ineos is doing as far as the recruitment part, right? I think they have a game plan, and the only thing we can do is just wait and see what they're gonna do. All right, let's just wait and see what they're gonna do. All right, and honestly, it's gonna be an interesting summer. I cannot wait. But in the immediate, we have a small couple of games coming up. Once we come back from international break, the games that they will really show what United is made of, right? It will show if we're really understanding the assignment, right? Because the game plan is to, okay, we're playing decent, when we really get challenged, how are we going to perform? First game is going to be Nottingham Forest, right? Away. And then after that, we got City. All right. I'm not really worried about City because the boys do show up when we play big teams, right? Let's see. Right. I'm not really worried. Oh, yeah. I'm not really worried about City. City, they haven't been the greatest. We should be able to deal with them. And then after City, we got Lyon. And come on. Lyon, they have Lacazette. Who else? They don't really have, crazy players that can really give us problems, right? So we got Lyon, and then after that, we got Newcastle. Newcastle game, obviously, I think it's going to be tough. But we really don't worry about the league right now, all right? We don't, we want to win. We want to climb the table, because as we're climbing the table, each position is equal to like 3 million. So we want to climb that table. But I hope Ruben Amorim, this is his chance to actually test all these youngins, all these young players. Test them out. Put them out there. Do not risk your big names, because goal number one is Europa League, right? So I'm hoping that the game against Nottingham Forest, City, those two games, it will give Ruben Amorim an idea of what weapons he has and what he can use, and to get us through Lyon, right? And then once we get through Lyon, we're going to play Newcastle. Again, another chance to test things out, right? Because at this point, really, we're not going to get relegated, so which is good. We know we're staying up. So, yeah, but once we pass Lyon, we are destined to meet Athletic Bilbao, which, of course, we don't want that. But unfortunately, that is the cards that we dealt. If we do pass Lyon, we'll be facing Athletic Bilbao. And based on the reports we saw yesterday, Bilbao, they are 25%, I think, tipped to win Europa. And we are right a little bit behind them, right, to win the Europa. So we'll be going against a really formidable team in Athletic Bilbao. So it's going to be something. But first things first, dispatch Lyon, and we take it from there, right? So it's going to be one of those. Let's see what else we got going on. I'm looking forward to some international games, man, to see when is England playing. Any of you guys interested to watch England play? I want to see how Thomas Tuchel is going to deploy his team. Let's see, England. Let's see, national team. What do they play? So England. England. So England play Albania on Friday, right? Yeah, on Friday. So that'll be interesting. I'm curious how Tuchel is going to line up. Is he going to start Rashford? Which would be interesting because that's another thing, right? This, when loans work out perfectly is the likes of Rashford, Anthony. You send players on loan, they perform properly, and then the value go up. So like with Rashford, he's doing his thing at Aston Villa, but that 40 million that we told them that they can have, we did not factor him being called up for England. I wonder if we can tweak the numbers a little bit, maybe add a light 5 million to that, and say, hey, listen, Villa, you can keep him. Maybe give us a little bit more for the England tax, because obviously the guy is doing his thing in Rashi. So that is definitely a good thing to happen there. And same thing with Anthony at Real Betis. He's performing. Real Betis, they have shown that they want to keep Anthony. In the near term, from what I was seeing, is Real Betis, they're talking about keeping him for another season on loan, though, right? But they're willing to pay more, like a huge portion of his salary. But ideally, man, I don't want to hold on to him. If we can come up with a deal and just offload him, that's what we want to do, right? But worst case scenario, say we can't do a deal, yeah, they can keep him on loan out there. But I also saw that Bayern Munich, they're also looking at Anthony, right? So his GOAT status is, really elevating him right now, right? So his GOAT status is really elevating him. And, a lot of teams are seeing him, they're saying, you know what? This Anthony guy, he could do a job in Bundesliga because, again, the level of the league is not as, you cannot say not as competitive, but, is a league that he can do. Anthony is doing his thing in La Liga. So Bayern, they're like, you know what? Maybe we should try him. So, hey, if they come for him, maybe Bayern can take him off our hands. Happy days. So what I'm saying is that's when the whole thing of loans works out. When they go out there, do what they're supposed to do, and happy days. But Sancho, he seems cannot do that. Everywhere he goes, he gets sent back. Right? Right now, he's at Chelsea. Chelsea, they're like, no, you can have him back. We'll pay you. Right? We'll pay you 10 million to take him back, United. So it's madness. AKS said not as physical according to Amorim. Yeah, not as physical. Yeah, that's why he's able to perform over there. And some of those defenders, they really haven't. You can say they haven't really learned how he plays, I guess, right? Because he does, he has that one move. He cuts to his left and then it kind of bends it, kind of thing. So they haven't probably learned that about him, and they haven't figured out how to really deal with him. And hey, he's doing his thing. Him and Isco, they have formed a really formidable partnership, and they're doing their thing, man. Because I think when it comes to GA, it's Real Betis and Barcelona. They're kind of equal when it comes to GA. So, which is it's interesting. Then now that only went up when Anthony joined the team, right? So it's one of those. James Moriarty, what's going on, James? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. People, smash those likes, man. Smash those likes. Welcome, 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 everybody. But yeah, let's see what else we got going on here. James coming in as we're about to roll out. Manchester United have made initial contact for Kenan Yildiz. Does anyone know who that is? The player is valued at 75 million. This is according to Rudy Galletti. Kenan Yildiz is a Juve player. 75 million. Come on, really? Some of these stories, man, whenever you see numbers like that, forget about it. All right? We're not going to go anywhere close to that. Nowhere. And of course, according to TalkSport, Rasmus Højlund is expected to leave Manchester United in the summer, which we shall see. David Ornstein talks on Højlund and Osimhen. He said, Ornstein is saying that I expect Osimhen to leave Napoli, and Manchester United have been linked, but I am not sure how realistic it is for Manchester United to let go of Rasmus Højlund. All right. Ornstein is saying that I think they would want to build the team with him. Højlund is one of the players who will generate funds. All right. But he won't achieve a profit on his book value, right? So again, they can generate funds, but not profit for sure, because we paid 70 million for the guy. Therefore, Ornstein is saying, I think it is more likely that United will generate funds from other players, i.e. Garnacho or Kobe Mainu, those kind of things, right? So Ornstein there, right there, is kind of telling us these stories of Rasmus leaving, it doesn't really make sense because we're going to take a hit, right? We're going to take a hit. And at this point, we are not in a position to take hits because of FFP and all this stuff, right? We're going to do whatever we can to make sure that we don't create more issues for ourselves, right? Graham Bailey, if you trust Graham Bailey, he's saying that another name on Manchester United radar for a striker position is Mainz striker Jonathan Burkhardt. He's 24. I have never seen him play, but again, United, we're going to be linked with everybody, right? We're going to be linked to everybody, but for sure, we're going to be bringing a striker in the summer. Who will it be? Your guess is as good as mine. It will all be determined by our cash situation, right? In other news, Manchester United and Manchester City are facing questions over a potential age fraud scandal involving some of their foreign-born academy players. This is according to the Telegraph. Evidence has emerged casting doubt on the stated ages of 6 footballers to have moved to the UK in the last several years, 3 of whom have played for England as at youth level, and are raising the prospect that some may even be adults. Interesting. It includes photographs indicating each of the 6 had played in much older year groups back in their homelands than the age they apparently said by the time when they joined. So come on, man. We don't need any more drama. We don't need drama. City, yeah, they can have that. All right. But United, come on. Yeah. Last one before we bounce out of here, people. United, this is according to Florian Plettenberg. He's saying that he understands that Manchester United are still keen on Xavi Simons. The club has never lost focus on him. In addition to a striker, they also are looking for a versatile attacking midfielder. True, right? Problem is Xavi is very expensive. RB Leipzig are demanding 80 million. However, a departure of Xavi is possible. Yeah, we're not gonna pay 80 million for that kid. Yeah, man, Xavi Simons. Yeah. As reported, Man United are also monitoring players from the Bundesliga, including Benjamin Šeško and Hugo Ekitike. Right? 80 million, forget about it. But yeah, people, listen, it's been an hour. You guys have been legends. Thank you so much. Let's end it here. Have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, depending on where you're watching, you guys. Thank you so much. As always, I am out of here, heading home. I have about 20 minutes drive. The good thing is right now it's almost like 11, no traffic, straight up shot. People, thank you so much. You guys are legends. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Peace out.